Hey guys, welcome to Fantasy Tipped. Max with you for the Christmas edition of the Weekend Ads video. And this weekend, there is no games on Sunday. Only Friday, Saturday, and Thursday, so we're going to be covering Thursday, Friday, and Friday, Saturday. No need to cover Thursday, Saturday because there is 12 games on Thursday, 14 games on Saturday. That's very crowded. And there is only 4 games on Friday. First up, we'll start with Thursday and Friday. We have the Edmonton Oilers, who lack a lot of depth, the Montreal Canadiens, and the Philadelphia Flyers, who, for instance, have a lot of depth. Let's start with them. Sean Couturier, first-line center, having a great season and being a top under 30% option going forward. He's been really hot in December, having points in 6 of the last 8 games. At number 2, speaking of first-line centers, Nick Suzuki is a very close second on this list. He's got 2 goals, 6 assists, 8 points in the last 8 games. Those games have been played in December. From the Montreal Canadiens, Sean Monahan has managed to stay healthy so far. He's already up to 19 points, eclipsing last year's total. Even more impressive, he already has 9 power play points so far. Yahoo should also wake up and give this man multiple eligibility. At number 4, Owen Tippett, back to the Flyers. This guy shoots, hits, plays top 6 minutes, good option. Tyson Forster's been on the first line for a little bit now. He also helps out on the PP1, and he's got the center right wing eligibility, which makes him a valuable streamer for this week. Joel Farabee has 3 goals and 4 points in the last 5 games from the third line. At number 7, Juraj Slafkovsky. With the Canadiens' injuries, Slav has taken a step forward in his progression. Sure, the points aren't always there, but he's in a great spot right now, playing alongside Nick Suzuki and Cole Caulfield, and he also gets PP1 time. At number 8 and 9, we also have 2 Philadelphia Flyers, Bobby Brink and Morgan Frost, both playing on the second line right now, both playing on the power play. Depending if you have room at center or right wing this week, they both carry the same value, in my opinion. We also have Josh Anderson, who was having quite the bad year, but he finally is giving the fans something to cheer about. He's got 3 goals, 1 assist, 4 points in the last 2 games, and he would be a great pickup if he keeps it up. Number 11, one of my favorite players, Scott Laughton, good all-around player. I'm like a broken record. I repeat myself when it comes to him, but shots, hits, blocks, and approximately a point every 2 games. Deep Cats League gem, very consistent. Like I said, one of my favorite players in the NHL. Number 12, Cam Atkinson. He's been very cold lately. He's on the third line, second power play, and he hasn't scored a goal since November 11, so at your own risk. And finally, we get an Edmonton Oilers player in Sam Gagner, and it's a fourth line winger. Assuming RNH, Evander Kane, and Zach Hyman are all taken in your leagues, which they should, the Oilers' depth is absolutely horrible. My Connor Brown dark horse pick was also terrible compared to Sean Monahan. Matthias Janmark is inconsistent. Hamblin and Ernie play about 5-6 minutes per game, which leaves us Sam Gagner, who plays 9 minutes per game, but at least he has the random offensive outbursts. Warren Foegele at number 14 to end the segment. Not that he's been doing any good, but he plays with RNH and Draisaitl, so he has to do something at some point, right? Now let's jump to the Friday and Saturday section. We have the Boston Bruins, the Chicago Blackhawks, the Detroit Red Wings, and the New York Rangers. Pavel Zacha is probably going to be back and alongside one of the NHL's top sniper in David Pastrnak. He is by far the number 1 streaming option this week, in my opinion, if he's back by Friday. Take advantage while his roster percentage is down due to his injury. At number 2, we have Lucas Raymond, who is now playing on the second line with Alex DeBrincat and GT Compher. Both quality players. He's bouncing back nicely this season with 24 points. At number 3, we have JVR, James Van Riemsdyk, who is a power play specialist. Although he plays on the third line, he always remains a dangerous offensive weapon. Number 4, GT Compher. I'll admit it, I wasn't sold on Compher following his 52-point season last year. But this year, watching him play above 20 minutes per game and producing, although by streaks, I am officially on the Comfort train. I own him in a couple leagues. Plus, he plays with DeBrincat and Lucas Raymond. And he even has a spot on the PP1. Another plus for Cats League is he wins faceoffs from the wing. At number 5, Charlie Coyle, Boston's second-line center with Brad Marchand to his side every now and then. Philip Kurashev is Connor Bedard's winger. Although Yahoo lists him as a center, one of the best under 5% option in fantasy right now. We also have Joe Veleno. Okay, barely any peripherals so far, but his deployment is really exciting right now as he is the left winger to Dylan Larkin and Patrick Kane. If you pick him up right now and they click right away and they explode, you could be looking at more than a streamer. Far-fetched, but just a thought. At number 8, we have Morgan Geekie, who's been retrograded to third-line duties in Boston following Zaka's comeback. He's been very good lately with 4 points in the last 4 games, and as such, he still has a role on the PP1 for now. We also have Alexis Lafreniere, who's having a breakout year, but he hasn't scored a goal since November 22nd. At your own risk, still gets decent shots and hits. Blake Wheeler, his teammate, is the first-line winger to Mika Zibanejad and Chris Kreider, and he has PP2 time. Number 11, Jake DeBrusk. I still think DeBrusk's 34% rostering is way too high. He's a drop in most league, but as a streamer for this week on the second line, he could get on the score sheet. Number 12, Eric Gustafsson, offensive defenseman on the second power play unit for the Rangers. 6 power play points on the season, 16 points. We also have Nick Foligno, who always gives you a good floor, some good shots, some hits, and the occasional point outburst. At 14 now, Anthony Beauvillier, 1 goal, 2 assists, 3 points in the last 5 games, top 6 utilization in Chicago. And finally, there's only one team that only plays on Friday, and that team is the Winnipeg Jets. Of course, at number 1, Nikolai Ehlers. I see you managers who dropped Ehlers early on during the bad times, and if you can't handle him at his worst, you don't deserve him at his best. I'm just kidding. If he's on the wire, load him up. At number 2, we have Gabe Vilardi, first-line minutes, double eligibility in center and right wing. Great option, 7 points in the last 3 games. I missed out on him last week, and I am not happy with myself. So if he's flirting on your wire right now, he is a very good option this week. We also have the sophomore, Cole Perfetti, who's up to 20 points and +9 so far. He's got 57 points in 99 career games so far, and he also plays on the Jets PP1. Alex Iafallo, normally consistent, good shot volume, a point every 2 games. He had a 13-game pointless streak that just ended last Saturday. Hopefully, it is a good sign for things to come. Adam Lowry, shots, face-offs, and a rare center who throws his body around. The captain has 14 points on the season. We also have Nino Niederreiter, who's got 17 points this season from the third line and second power play unit. And finally, Neil Pionk. Good depth piece, 10 points as a defenseman, above 60 hits, soon to have 40 blocks. Just a good all-around guy. Now on to defensemen. I was going to put Seth Jones at number 1, but I read that he's not coming back before the Christmas break. So my new number 1 is Cam York. He has taken Sanheim's place on PP1, 5 points in the last 8 games, including 20 blocks. At number 2, Shane Gostisbehere. Now, last month, I made a drop video. I did insert Ghost, and he responded with 4 points the night of. Fast forward to today, though. In the 11 games since, he's got 5 assists, -4, 16 shots, only 2 hits, and only 6 blocks. 4 of those 5 points came in 2 games. 68% rostered is way too high for a boomer bust of his caliber, but you can gamble on him this upcoming weekend if he's available. To all the Ghost owner out there, here's a diamond piece of advice. Next big point outburst he gets, sell high and do it quick. At number 3, Matthias Ekholm has 10 points this season, but it's really his shooting and hitting volume that's been the most impressive. PP2 defenseman in Edmonton. Number 4, Jake Wallman. The greedy man is also on the list. Amazing block volume, very decent offensively. At number 5, we have Justin Barron, who's on the PP2 and already has 6 goals and 11 points on this season. He's got 3 points in the last 2 games. He's eating up. His teammate Caden Goalie is a different animal, more of a young, complete defenseman who brings a little bit of everything. More valuable in Cats leagues as he has 42 shots, 41 hits, and 76 blocks, but no power play time for now. Number 7, Kevin Shattenkirk, PP2 defenseman in Boston with 2 goals, 2 assists in the last 9 games, but 3 points in the last 4 games. Now let's jump to the goalie streams for Friday and Saturday. I have Peter Mrazek against the Montreal Canadiens. I know the Blackhawks have been terrible, but I think this is the perfect matchup for them to turn things around at home. And Mrazek hasn't been bad this year considering who he plays for and who he has on defense ahead of him. Big shot volume. I'll be confident with the Mrazek stream this weekend. I also have Martin Jones. I don't know who will start exactly on Saturday, and I'm guessing here, but Jones and the Leafs at Columbus without Patrick Laine seems like a no-brainer to me. Again, the goalies haven't been named, obviously, but if Casey DeSmith gets the Sharks Saturday, load him up. We also have Sam Ersson, Philly on a back-to-back. Ersson has been my best streamer this year when it comes to goalie when I needed a win and some good stats. Every time I scoop him up for a game, he delivers. Why not this week against the Predators or in Detroit? And finally, Jonathan Quick. If he plays Edmonton, it's a tough call. If he gets the Buffalo Sabres at home, load him up. For the shot categories now, at number 1, Patrick Kane, 3.6. Welcome back. Number 2, Owen Tippett, 3.3. Cam Atkinson, 3.1. Gabe Vilardi, 2.8. Sean Couturier and Nikolai Ehlers, 2.7. Nick Suzuki at 2.5. Niederreiter at 2.4. Alexis Lafreniere at 2.3. For the hits, Michael Pezzetta at 3.5. Brendan Dillon at 2.7. Nick Delorier at 2.6. The New York Rangers fourth line winger at 2.6. I'm having a lot of trouble with his name, not gonna lie to you. Garnet Attaway at 2.5. Adam Erne at 2.4. Ristolainen, Connor Murphy at 2.2. And Nick Foligno at 2.1. For the blocks now, David Savard at 3 per game. Jake Wallman, Caden Goalie at 2.8. We have Connor Murphy 2.6. Nick Seeler 2.5. Brandon Carlo at 2, Nick Bonino, Nikita Zaitsev, and Louis Crevier at 1.9. Nick Bonino is the best shot blocking forward, by the way. For Faceoff, Sean Couturier 9.9, Charlie Coyle 9.3, Adam Lowry 8.3, Sean Monahan 8.2, Nick Suzuki at 7.4, Pavel Zacha 7.1, Christian Dvorak at 6.6, Jason Dickinson at 6.3, and Jake Evans at 6.2. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you like the content, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to our channel. It's our pleasure to be there for you. I wish all of you a Merry Christmas, and I hope you guys get a big W before you go have a Christmas feast. See you soon, guys.